something I've been really waiting for a little while, and that is the unboxing of this bad boy. Now, what is this? This right here is the 2020 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it's fully loaded. So before I open this, wow, it's kind of heavy, or a little bit heavy, not that heavy, but before I get into it, like I said, I do a lot of different stuff. I do animation, I do music production, editing, programming, heavy programming, like a lot of simultaneous windows, a lot of builds and stuff like that. So this is really the future, and I think this laptop is something that I really think ticks all the boxes for anyone who's looking to get a mobile powerhouse. So if you're someone who does a lot of different things, a lot of really heavy professional grade multitasking, I think this is a laptop for you, especially if you're used to the Mac ecosystem or the Apple ecosystem. If you're someone who's on Windows or you're not really familiar with the Apple ecosystem, I don't know if I really recommend this, but this is gonna be great. So I'm really excited to get into it. And big shout out to my brother who got this for me as a gift. Shout out to you, bro. All right, so let's get into it. Let's open this thing up. All right. There's like a nice, oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's move these things out of the way. Oh, that's cool. It kind of pops out a little bit. Okay. Gee, this is heavier than I thought. Okay, the box is empty. Let's go to your side. So this is it. This is the 2020 16-inch MacBook Pro. The specs are crazy. It's fully specced out. So that means there's an octa-core, 8-core i9 processor. I think it's the i9 9980K. And then there's 64 gigs of RAM. And there is the AMD Radeon Pro. As far as graphics card is concerned, there is the AMD Radeon Pro 5600M, which is the highest GPU configuration possible. And it comes with 8 gigs of HBM2 memory, which is really, really crazy considering the other options don't have HBM2 memory. So yeah, this is it. Let's get into it. And the reason why I got these specs, or the reason why this configuration was chosen, was because I do a lot of really heavy stuff, multitasking. So I always have, pretty much the entire Adobe suite open. I have, coding windows open. I have so many terminals open. Firefox and Chrome and other. So there's so many different things I have open. So I really want something that's future-proof, which will get me through next couple years. And also be really fast to support everything that I do, because my workflow is getting more and more advanced, and it already is pretty professional, but it's getting more advanced. So that's why I wanted this beast. And if you ask me, I really think this is the best laptop in the world right now for what it offers you. And if you consider the ecosystem, that's why I would say that. Of course, there probably are laptops which have more raw performance, which is better specs in general. But I think given the OS and everything, you can't go wrong with this option if it is something that you're looking for. And if you are a really heavy user of pro-grade stuff. So let's open this up. Alright. Actually, I don't even need this knife. There's a cool pull tab here. Let's check it out. Oh, it's raining. Thunderstorm. Snug. So to open this up. Wow. So this is in space gray. You can see it from here. Cool. What that looks like. Nice space gray color. So let's just put this aside for a sec. There is your standard, it's like your standard Apple instruction booklet. I think there might be stickers in here. That'd be cool if there were space gray stickers in there. I don't think there are though. Oh, sick. There are space gray stickers. I like that. Nice. That's a nice touch. Very cool. And then yeah, your standard like documentation on how to use the Mac if you're new to the, if you're new to the computer system or the line. Oh, it's fine. I'll get rid of this for now. Okay, and then there is your. Oh, this is interesting. It's like a nice. Oh, it's nice here. The power adapter, the power brick. I think this is 100. So this laptop, then this MacBook has the highest allowed battery capacity to take on a flight. So this thing is listed at 100 watt hours, but I think it's actually a little bit less than that. It's like close to like 99.7 or 8, something like that. And that's so that you don't have an issue when you're traveling on planes, so you can take it with you. So yeah, power brick, and then the USB-C 3 Thunderbolt 3. Sorry, USB-C Thunderbolt 3 cable. Yeah. Yeah, that is it. That's this. That's the power brick and all that stuff. Just stickers. That's great. That's cool. And then let's take a look at this. It's exciting. Oh, that's nice. That's like wow. Gorgeous. This is nice. This is really sleek. Space gray. I mean, I love dark space gray or black or something like that. I'm a big fan of darker colors. So let's put this to one side for now. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, okay. Screen protector. Let's try it on. So the difference between this MacBook Pro and some of the older ones, for example, from like 2016, 17, 18, even I think.
To use English as the main language, press the return key.
Oh, this is interesting. I think this maybe ships with Catalina, Mac OS has Catalina. But anyways, the difference is that obviously this MacBook Pro has better thermals. It has a dedicated escape key, which is nice. I'm a big fan of that. Good job, Apple, on this buddy right here. Big help when you're programming or doing a lot of different things. Touch bar, I'm looking forward to trying it out. I've kind of been a little hesitant on what touch bar is. Some people say it's gimmicky, some people say it's not that useful, but I've heard otherwise. I think there's ways to customize this to kind of suit your needs, but this is really interesting to see how the touch bar works out. And of course, it comes with a dedicated fingerprint or Touch ID button. And what's really interesting, the main reason why I even consider this new is that this MacBook the new MacBooks, the one from 2020, they come with a brand new keyboard. And historically, over the past couple of years, there was a lot of a controversy with Apple's keyboards on their MacBook line, on the MacBooks in general, because they used something called a butterfly keyboard. And apparently that keyboard had a lot of issues with failure and dust and just the keyboard getting stuck or hanging on certain keys. But these have switched their mechanism altogether, so these should not have that issue because they use the same mechanism as this thing, and this thing is super reliable. So, yeah, this is that. So this is the new 2020 16-inch MacBook Pro. Really cool. Why go with this? Why go with something that's the last Intel baseline? So for those of you who don't know, Apple as a company recently announced that they're switching away from Intel-based processors to their own in-house custom Apple Silicon. What that really means is that no longer will they rely on a third-party company. So in this case, Intel, they won't be relying on their processors and their chips anymore. And I think this is really smart from a business point of view because Apple, I mean, they're already pretty much vertically integrated, so they can, they control their, their software, their design, their hardware, everything is really done in-house. And for them to take this step to their own in-house Apple Silicon is really smart because they can build their hardware and their software products with their own computing prowess or ability in mind, if that makes sense. So, and on top of that too, Intel has a pretty poor track record recently with just chip delays and roadmap delays. So why would I want to stick with this being Intel based, which is already kind of considered? Some people are saying it's obsolete. I'm not sure I really agree with that. Some of the people who talk about Intel being obsolete now or Intel based MacBooks being obsolete. I don't agree with that. I think the next couple years, next 2 to 3 years especially, and within this 2-year transition period that Apple announced at WWDC recently, Intel-based MacBooks and computers are still going to be here for a while, and I'm really excited to see how this performance plays out. I'm upgrading from a 2015 MacBook Pro, so this is basically 5 years, a 5-year jump forward in terms of processing power and computing ability. So that's really exciting, but I think if you are someone who has a professional workflow and you need to get stuff done now rather than wait around for because we don't exactly know what's going to happen in the future and what the processing power will be. We've seen some promising reports with the Apple developer kits that have been kind of seen on Twitter and social media, and some of the developers that are involved in the Apple ecosystem, they're saying pretty good things about the developer kit, which is interesting because that's using current chip technology from Apple, like the A12Z and the DTK set that was given out to developers. But I think if you're looking for a professional workhorse laptop or machine that's also portable, and for me that's a big thing because I do travel and portability is a really big thing. So getting the best in class laptop, all the specs that I need, I think it'll be really helpful for me. I think even just not for myself, or anyone else who's looking for this stability right now, while we wait and see what's going to happen with the transition to Apple Silicon. I do think that if you don't need such power right now, then you can afford to wait, but it'll be interesting to see. I'm really bullish on the future. I think Apple-based or Apple Silicon-based Macs and MacBook Pros or whatever the line will be, I think they're going to blow us away. I think they have a lot of surprises in store for us. Otherwise, they wouldn't make such a transition. I'm sure that they have a high level of performance that we can expect from their computers and their chips. But for those of you who are looking for an outstanding laptop, I can definitely recommend this. And I'll further review after actually using this for a while.